In the summer of 1993, in the desolate Hamar-Daban mountains of Siberia, a group of 6 elite hikers began to bleed from their eyes and their ears simultaneously. Within minutes, 5 were dead. They did not die from a predator. They did not die from the cold. According to the lone survivor, they died from each other. We all know the Dyatlov Pass. We know the ripped tents, the radiation, the missing tongues. But that was just the beginning. I am Siberia Chronicles, and today we go beyond the Dyatlov Pass to uncover the 3 mysteries that science refuses to touch. Keep the lights on. You are entering the Chronicles. Siberia. 10 million square miles of frozen silence. To the rest of the world, it is a map of exile. To those who live here, it is a living entity. In the deep taiga, the trees are so thick that the sun never reaches the forest floor. In the winter, the temperature drops so low that your breath turns to ice before it hits the ground. But in these vast, empty spaces, something else resides. The indigenous shamans have a word for it: the mountain silence. It is a feeling that the land itself is watching you, and that it doesn't want you there. To understand the horrors of the North, we must revisit the winter of 1959. The Dyatlov Pass incident is the gold standard of Siberian mysteries. 9 hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, dead under impossible circumstances. The official cause? An unknown, compelling force. But what the official reports leave out are the witnesses from the local Mansi tribe. They spoke of glowing orbs in the sky and a tall man who moved through the trees without leaving footprints in the snow. For 60 years, we thought this was a one-time tragedy, a freak accident of nature. But in 1993, the mountains claimed another group, and this time one survived to tell us the truth. August 1993. 6 elite hikers set out into the Hamar-Daban range. These were not amateurs, they were survivalists. On the 4th day, the weather turned. A massive rainstorm hit, turning the mountain into a mud-slicked trap. They set up camp. Everything seemed normal until the next morning. At 11 a.m., one hiker, Sacha, suddenly began to scream. He fell to his knees, clutching his throat. Blood began to pour from his eyes. He began to hit his head against the rocks until he went limp. But it wasn't just Sacha. The survivor, Valentina, watched in horror as her best friends became hysterical. They tore at their own clothes. They bit their own hands. They crawled toward each other, weeping, before their lungs simply stopped. When investigators finally reached the bodies, they found something the public was never told. The bodies showed signs of advanced decomposition that should have taken weeks, not hours. It was as if something had drained the life out of them instantly. Our final case takes us to the Verkhoyansk Range, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Since the 1940s, Soviet military pilots have reported seeing the Almas. The legends say the Almas are ancient, psychic beings that can switch off a human's brain. In 1982, a military patrol in the Yakutia region went missing. When their camp was found, the rifles were still leaning against the trees. Their food was still cooking over the fire, but the soldiers were gone. The only thing found were footprints, massive, human-like prints that led to the edge of a cliff and simply vanished. No struggle, no blood, just a group of trained men walking calmly into the abyss. 3 cases, 3 decades, one common thread. Siberia is a land that keeps its secrets buried under 3 feet of permafrost. Whether it is infrasound, ancient spirits, or something we don't have a name for yet, one thing is certain. The mountains do not care about your experience. The forest does not care about your technology. If you want to go deeper into the frost, subscribe to the Chronicles. We release a new file every week. Next time you are out in the woods and the wind suddenly stops, do not wait for it to start again. Just run. This is Siberia Chronicles. Sleep well if you can.